So the new TanStack DB library is not an ORM, or an object relational management system like a Prisma or Drizzle. What it is a state management model based on synced collections and these fast live SQL style queries of those collections. And those collections can be backed up by a database through an API or through a live connection to a Postgres database through Electric-SQL or DIY. And that's what we're going to do here. I'm going to show you these two core concepts, collections and queries, and we'll use a DIY approach to that so you understand the fundamentals of it and how it would set up in your app. But before we start, this video is sponsored by Infinite Red. More about them in just a bit. Let's get into it. All right, so I'm a practical kind of person, and this is a practical kind of channel, so we're going to use Start to actually demo the DB stuff. And it's cool because the Create Start app that I build has a DB demo built right into it. So let's try this out. All right, so having done Create Start app at latest, I need to give it a name for my app. We'll call it My Chat App. The important part here is to select DB for TanStack DB. Now this is going to bring in the libraries as well as a demo page. All right, let's bring that up in my editor, and then I'll bring up my terminal and fire it up. All right, here's our home page. I'm going to go into DB chat, and very cool. We've got this chat system. So I can go over here and I can say, as Alice, I'm going to say hello, send it, and there you go. Cool. So how's this actually working? Well, let's take a look over here in our cursor and then go down here to source. And then inside of here, I got this folder called DB collections. That's for TanStack DB collections. And inside of that is our index. And here is our messages collections. So this is a TanStack DB collection that holds messages with the schema ID, text, and user. And we specified that schema with Zod. Now, this is a local only collection. So that means that it actually just held in memory. But there are a bunch of different types of collections. There's a local storage collection that syncs the collection to local storage and saves it in and out of that. There's a TanStack query collection that connects to TanStack query. And then the data that comes back from the TanStack query gets put into the collection, and you can do like a continuous refetch on that if you want. And then there's also these Electric-SQL collections that connect to an Electric-SQL instance that sits on top of Postgres, watches the Postgres instance for any changes, and then sends those events back to the UI so that you get that feel that's like a Firebase or a Convex of a real-time database. It actually is genuinely cool, and I'll show you it in just a bit, but it's really important to understand that we've got this fundamental piece here of the messages collection. So now let's take a look at how we actually use this over in hooks. So right at the top here, we've got this use stream connection hook. It takes a URL. So in this case, our URL is demo DB chat API. That's our little chat API. And then a collection. So in this case, the messages collection. Now what this hook does is use a use effect to fire up a fetch. That fetch is a get of that URL, but the response is actually a stream. So we're going to get a reader from that will get this continuous flow of JSON payloads separated by returns. That's all handled down here in this section as we decode that incoming stream. We split it up into chunks, and then we use collection.insert, and that chunk has the same schema of the ID and the text and the user. And that's it. That's all you need to do to insert new data into this collection. And you can kind of think a bit like an in-memory array or an in-memory database table if you want. In order to send a new message into the chat, we just post to that same API endpoint and give it the text and the user. And then in a preview of what we'll be talking about in just a bit around the queries, to get the messages from that collection, we use a new hook called use live query. We get that from TanStack React DB. And it's really important to understand that this DB library, like all of the TanStack libraries, isn't hardbound to React. There's a core, the TanStack DB core, that handles collections and queries, but it's agnostic to any type of framework. And then there are implementations like TanStack React DB here that connect it into the framework of your choice. In this case, it's giving us back a hook for use live query. And what use live query does is it subscribes to this query that we create where we bring in messages collection and then we select out all of those messages. But before we start getting deeper into collections and live queries, and I'll show you how to add on a little bit of code, let's talk about today's sponsor, and that's Infinite Red. When you're looking for consulting services around React Native, there is really no better company to work with than React Native. I'm telling you, when I have React Native questions, these are the folks that I go to, and so are they for so many big companies. Just check out the case study section on Infinite Red. They've done amazing apps for these companies, and they can help you when your apps get complex. Complexity like DB here, where we got a whole new API to work with. They're just the kind of company you want to work with when it comes to digging in and trying it out. And this DB stuff will definitely work with React Native as well. But Infinite Red doesn't just consult. They've been a key member of the React Native community from the start. They are the OG React Native consultancy. They have the React Native Radio podcast. They run a fantastic conference right here in my hometown of Portland, Oregon called Chain React. I gave a presentation there last year. Maybe I'll get to be able to do one this year. It is a great place to find out about all things React and React Native. They also do fantastic work in open source with their Ignite framework that has all of the functionality baked into it that you'll need to start up a real React Native application. So if you're looking for literally decades of React Native experience to get your React Native applications off the ground, Infinite Red are the folks that you want to work with. All right, so I do want to drill down a little bit more in collections because we actually use them in two places here. The other place that we use them is over in the routes in the API itself. So over here in the dbchat-api.ts file in routes, this is where we define the server route of demo dbchat-api, and that's what it actually connects to. You get two methods in here. One is get, and that returns the readable stream, and the post method that brings in the new message. And what does it do? Well, it adds it to a collection. So you can see that we also use TanStack DB right here inside of this API. This is the server collection, but it's the same idea. It's an in-memory collection of all of those chat messages. So I didn't have to model it this way, but it's actually a really easy way to manage this array of messages. I can just insert into that messages collection a couple of messages to start with. And then when it comes to my stream, the first thing I do is send out all of the existing messages to the client. And then I do subscribe changes on that collection. So that's just a generic method. It says, hey, anytime that message collection changes, I want to be notified about it. Tell me what the changes are, and then I'll go through the changes, and I'll see in this case if there are any inserts. And then if there are inserts of their new messages, then I will send those back up that stream. It's just a really easy way to create a pub sub mechanism on that message flow. Now, the really cool thing about this is I could actually go in and start camping on some events here. I could add on insert, on update, and on delete, and I could actually update a local file that has all of the persisted messages if I want to do that. Or of course, I could use any of these built-in collections to go and connect to databases and do all that kind of work. So you really get the option here of managing every collection just the way that you want it. In fact, you can actually have different collections talking to different data sources. And you can even use the SQL style query mechanism to bring those together if you want. So let's talk about queries. So the first query that we have is this use messages hook that uses this use live query hook. And that use live query hook takes a function, it gets a query, and then you then kind of populate out the query. So just like in a SQL statement, the first thing you're going to do is do a from, and you're going to tell what are my data sources. In this case, we're going to say that we're going to go for the messages collection and take every message and put it into a message key. But you could have multiple collections in there, and you could actually go and merge them inside of those selects. You can do filtering on each. You can do joins. It's amazing. In this case, I'm just doing a select. I'm going to take all of the messages in there and then return them, and that's going to give me a live query. And then in terms of using that hook, it just couldn't be any easier. Let's go over into components and then the chat area. That's basically the top level thing. And we bring in those two important hooks, use chat and use messages. Use chat is the thing that actually started off that use effect that connected to the stream, that inserts the records as they come in from the stream into that collection, and then send message that posts back to the server. and then use messages, which is that live query that sits on top of messages. So this is a really cool flow that guarantees data consistency between the client and the server. So when I do send message from the client, I post out to that API endpoint. That API endpoint has its own collection that it then inserts into. Pub sub trigger is there. I'm sitting on that stream, and then that stream comes back to the client. The client then takes that, inserts that data into the client side collection, which is picked up by use messages, and the use message query gives me back the messages, and there you go, a complete round trip cycle. But here, check this out. If I were to go and bring this up on two different windows, so I've got Microsoft Edge over here and Chrome over here, and I type a new message from Alice, boom, it shows up on both places, and I've had to do zero coding around this. It's just that pub sub and that streaming cycle is running on both of these clients, and it just naturally works. To kind of further emphasize this and to show some querying capability, let's create like a search panel around the DB chat. So the first thing I'm going to do is create a new hook for our search panel. I'm going to call it use search, and it's going to take its search term, and we'll just copy and paste this, and this will give us all of the messages. And so we want to create a where clause, and that where clause is going to take a message, and then we're going to do a case insensitive like or an I like on that message text with that term. So where does that I like come in from? Well, as I say, TanStack DB is where all of your non-framework specific stuff is going to come in from. So we bring it in from TanStack DB. All right, so now we've got our use search. So let's go and build a component around this. So make a new component called chat search, where we'll bring in that use search hook that I just created that runs that like search. And then we'll create a new component called chat search that just has some state for the search term. And then it uses use search to take that term and give us back the messages that match that term. And then down the JSX, we have an input field as well as a messages component that shows the messages. All right, let's go over into our DB chat page and bring that in. So I'll bring in chat search, and then I'll just lay them out side by side, and we'll take a look. So, all right, so there we have our search over here. I can type in hello, and nothing happens. Okay, so why is that? Well, what's happening is, I think, let's go over into our hooks. So this use live query actually doesn't know that this like depends on term. So what it does is it runs this query building function once and then says, well, nothing's changed. So I'm just going to go and use that compiled version of it over and over and over again. So what I need to do is add term as a dependency. So in kind of classic React fashion, I add a dependency array. And let's see if that works now. Hey, nice. Okay, so cool. If I already go and add another thing here, so hello again, this is really cool. Send, that message just automatically appears over in the search, and I've had to do no syncing code between those things. So that's why I'm thinking about this as a new style of client-side state management. Think about it for a second. So what are the categories of state management that we currently have? We've got native React state management with use state, use reducer, use effect, use memo. We've got unidirectional state management, like Redux and Zustand. We've got bidirectional state management with MobX. There's Effector for event-based state management. There's Jotai and Legend State for atomic-based state management. And that was basically it. Now we've got this new idea of having essentially a client-side database that's live, and you can just listen to the collections with these live queries. Creates a whole new model for thinking about how to manage data. All right, so I don't want you to go away thinking that the in-memory stuff is the only way to use this DB stuff. As I say, there's TanStack query collections, but there's also this Electric-SQL stuff, and I think it's really worth taking a look at. All right, so I brought in the React to-do example from the TanStack DB repo. I'm firing up right now. So it's actually running a Docker instance that's bringing in Trailblaze. I'm not sure what that is, but also Postgres, well, the database, and Electric. And Electric is the thing that's actually monitoring Postgres and sending out events when that Postgres instance changes. So let's go over here and check it out. All right, so we got three different options. We got Trailblaze. Okay, I get it. Okay, it's also a real-time sync system like Electric. It's got traditional polling with TanStack query. So we're doing a refetch interval on that one. And then we've got the Electric collection and stuff. And let's try it out. So there's a classic to-do example. Yeah, nice. All right. And again, this has that virtuous cycle, right? All I'm doing here off the client is I'm just adding an item to the database, and I'm automatically getting that refresh back out to the client. In fact, actually, let's go see if that actually works across two different windows. And if this is working, then it should show up on the other side. And it does. Awesome. So if you're looking for that real-time feel, a la Firebase or Convex, here's an option using Electric-SQL, obviously this Trailblaze stuff, or you could do the TanStack refetch interval stuff. All right, well, I hope this helps demystify TanStack DB a little bit. If you have any questions or comments, please put that in the comment section right down below. I would love to hear about it. In the meantime, thank you so much to Infinite Red for sponsoring this video. And of course, if you like this video, do me a solid, hit that like button. If you really like the video, hit the subscribe button and click on that bell, and you'll be notified the next time a new Blue Collar Coder comes out.